Qualcomm Stadium is the home of the NFL San Diego Chargers. They had a pretty good season this year, and we're hoping we're going to have a pretty good main event here tonight. Aaron Bates with a Progressive Direct pre-race report.
Well, I was able to walk the track earlier this afternoon with these guys, and their first comment was how easy this track seemed to be. Wasn't technical, no whoops in this section. Tight corners, one line, going to make for extremely hard passing, but what they didn't count on was this. As the night progresses and the track starts to deteriorate, it has began to be extremely slippery. One thing for sure, these guys have a tough battle on their hands tonight.
That they do, Aaron. That slickness could be the key to the victory here tonight. To show you the up close for our main event. Chad Reed won heat 1, James Stewart won heat number 2, and Jake Marsack took the last chance qualifier. Here's our Dunlop starting grid for the main event. James Stewart, well, he crashed in the opening ceremonies, Jeff, but he was pretty strong in his heat race.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. I was looking at the starting line here. Stewart actually lined up the second gate from the inside. What that tells me is he thinks a lot of riders are going to push wide. He's going to want to get on the brakes early and hug the inside, and that's a trademark of James Stewart.
He's got Kevin Windham on one side and Ivan Tedesco on the other. The 30-second board is up. It's sideways, and here we go. Main event time from San Diego. Oh!
Dillman jumped the gate.
And Ivan Tedesco is going to get the whole shot. Chad Reed's in second. Stewart's back in third. There's the gate.
Actually broke the gate off. There's a couple of bolts on each side that hold that on. He must have really hit it hard.
Well, Ivan Tedesco has needed a really good run to get his season headed in the right direction. One of the preseason favorites to give Stewart fits this year. And he's doing everything he can to hold on to the lead with Chad Reed, giving him a real challenge and taking the spot away. Wow, look at Reed get through the woods.
Got James Stewart on him, too.
Stewart's right alongside, but the Makita Suzuki rider holds on to second for another corner. Now Stewart's passed.
Just goes to show how aggressive and how ready for these main events that Reed and Stewart, I mean, they're prepared from the first lap. They're ready to do battle. They are not waiting around.
Well, we've seen Chad Reed out in front earlier this season. He's one of only 2 riders to beat James Stewart this year. Of course, the other being Ricky Carmichael did it twice. Reed almost had a second win earlier this year in San Francisco, and if it wasn't for a mistake on a slippery racetrack, Jeff, he would have got that win.
Oh, yeah, he would have. He was really bummed after that race. He's got a great opportunity here. The team's been working hard, and he's been so close to winning. Right now, he's going to have to match the consistently fast times of James Stewart here. This is what the fans in San Diego wanted to see, I'm sure.
James Stewart actually doing something he did here last year. Last year, if you remember here at San Diego, he spent a lot of time riding behind Ricky Carmichael, watching Ricky's line, seeing how he rode, and it wasn't until near the end of the race where James Stewart put his head down, got around Ricky, and claimed the win. And he's again showing a lot of patience here tonight. And on a slippery racetrack, Jeff, patience is a key to victory.
I think it's real slippery. You know, wherever it's shiny and the dirt is light, you know, it's pretty hard packed there, but there's also some sections where it's dark and there's actually quite a bit of moisture, and it's on top of, you know, there's like some mud on top that's hard underneath, so pretty deceiving. You see these guys really fight to get into those little ruts. 450 is a lot of horsepower here on these bikes, 450cc 4-stroke machines, and typically known for getting great traction. That's why a lot of these riders switch from the 2-stroke 250cc machine. But these teams, these bikes, these engines, they just build so much horsepower now. You know, they're just back to the same old story. You know, look at the traction.
Here comes Stewart, making a run at him. Inside of Reed, and James Stewart making a bid for the lead. He'll take it.
Chad Reed had an opportunity to maybe caught Stewart coming out of that turn, but he kept it pretty clean. We'll see if he's going to try to latch on to Stewart and keep him, follow those fast lines.
Jeremy Albright encouraging his rider James Stewart open up a gap over Reed.
It's interesting. Stewart only rode 2 or 3, 4 laps in the final qualifying session, and they took the bike back under the Monster Energy Kawasaki rig and made some changes to the engine. I don't know what that was about, but they certainly have it dialed in now.
Well, let's go back and take a look at our progressive direct whole shot replay and see how this race got underway.
Watch right here in the spot shadow. David Billman, he launches about a second early. You see him just rip the gate off. I haven't seen that happen in a long time. Right down here on the inside. That's Chad Reed. He goes a little bit wide.
And Tedesco is able to take the whole shot. Meanwhile, James Stewart out front. Riding smooth.
And you see, Ralph, you got Chad Reed has stayed right there with him. He said, okay, you go ahead and take the lead. I'm going to try to follow these, these lines of yours, see if I can learn something here, be in this thing by the time we hit traffic, because these guys are going to hit traffic, and take advantage of that.
Well, here's how James Stewart got around Reed for the lead.
Reed made a little mistake coming out of that turn, lost the drive, and both these guys really good at scrubbing those triples. Stewart gets up the inside. See, Chad had an opportunity to take him wide there, take James wide, push his front wheel, push him to the left into those whoops there, but he didn't take that. He didn't cheap shot him. And that's one of the things in this Supercross class as opposed to the lights class, that these riders show a lot of respect for each other. Well, they have a lot of maturity, there's a lot on the line. So
James Stewart, Chad Reed, Kevin Windham having a good run up to third. Tim Ferry, Stewart's teammate, runs in fourth. Tedesco has dropped back to fifth. Now there's Reed, and we talked about how good Chad is riding tonight. His best lap, Jeff, only 1/100th of a second slower than the best effort of James Stewart tonight.
He's been good. He was about a second and a half that last lap there. He definitely fell off the pace. Chad Reed turned to 51.5 that last time, and Stewart was a 50 flat.
Kevin Windham had a good run in Houston and having another good run here tonight up in third with Tim Ferry right behind him on the green bike.
Yeah, and you look at Windham's last lap was down at a low 51 also.
The highs and lows of Supercross. The winner, Chad Reed, but the man who saw the victory slip away, James Stewart, is with our Aaron Bates.
Well, a big get-off for James Stewart. James, basically take us through what happened there.
The track just got a little bit slippery, like I said earlier, and I just came on, slid in the corner, was too close to them bills. My dad tells me that all the time, and I just hit my brake going off. I wasn't even close, and I didn't have no choice but to bail off. But I'm fine. I just got to give it up to the